Hi there, Dead-Eye Del Boy here, back with another video. I think this is the second one this week. These are all being treated. Excuse the rather croaky sounding voice, got a bit of a sore throat. It's not COVID, I'm not dying, I'm not on the road out. I'm fit and healthy, other than a bit of a croaky sore throat. But anyway, here we are at Autopolis, whichever way you want to say it, you say it that way. Anyway, it's the Group 2 machines from last week's Daily Race C. This is me on my US account, and we've got a really good race for you here with two really contentious or controversial talking points, and I really want people's opinions on them. So bear with me, and you will see what happens. So we're in the Nissan. This GTR Group 2 Nissan. This is the 16 version. I love it. It's one of my favourite cars in the game. I just love the engine noise. I love the downforce you get off it. I just love. Yeah, it's just such a good car to drive. And I'm going to do this replay in cockpit view just for a change. Why not? Don't think I've done one from this view before, and it kind of gives you a sense of the speed and how close the racing is in these cars at times, because 12 laps round here, it's high speed, it's difficult to overtake, but there's a lot of close bumper to bumper racing at this track, and you really need full concentration. This is one of those tracks where, especially come down into this corner, the slightest miss of a braking point, you just run a little bit wide on that grass there, you could be, well, you'd end up in that field over there to the left. You see quite a few people doing that, but thanks anyway, firstly for clicking on the old play button in this video, much appreciated. If you want to hit that subscribe button, do that as well if you've not already done so. What's stopping you? You're getting absolute quality content, and hopefully we'll be doing some live streams soon when I get my wheel back from Fanatec. More about that later. Anyway, so here we are, we've completed lap 1. We are probably just out the slip at this point, but we're still well in the race. You can see in the rear view mirror, the front pack, we've kind of gapped, sort of the field sort of broken up a little bit. You can see from the track map there's some little groups forming, but if we skip on to lap 4, the end of, we can see that we've just maintained this gap to the NSX in P2. What I did notice though about him was he was quite aggressive on the tyres, so he's diving in to change tyres, which was a really aggressive strategy, getting off the mediums and onto the softs, because from what I could see, his driving style in the mediums was quite aggressive, so I reckoned his tyre wear was a lot worse than mine, and I just thought to myself, well, his softs are going to die pretty quickly. So I was quite happy to stay out. The leader's long gone, Rush, he was in the softs, he broke away, and see the track map, that's just a lost cause. I'm not even thinking about winning this, but the real fight here is for second place. So I then come in at the end of lap 5 to get off my mediums, and you'll see as we come out, there goes P6, the real race for P2 really. But crucially we got out ahead of the two Canadians who were close by us as well, and they both pitted that lap earlier as well, so they didn't get the undercut on us, but Miles has certainly got it, and you can see the gap that he's managed to put between us, considering when he went into the pits there was nothing really in it. But crucially he is stuck behind Spubby Eef Freef, is that his name? Anyway, so yeah, he's stuck behind him, and you can see up ahead he's really battling hard, because he knows that he really has to get past him and hope that I get stuck behind him. You can see he does get past him. Spubby brakes hard, and yeah, his driving is quite scary according to the back of his car. But as we come down here, he's went a little bit defensive, so I know I'm not going to make the move here, and you see here he just gets a little bit out of shape here going around this corner, opens the door up, and we decide to go up the inside. Now there's contact, and what I want to do here is I want to have a quick look at this, because I hate people who push to pass. I hate it. It's one of my pet hates of the game. And I didn't think I'd done it. I thought the gap was there and he turned into me. That's what I thought. And that's what I felt. Now, looking at it from my point of view in chase cam, the gap's there. We go up the inside. He comes into me. And, yeah, he just pinball physics off to the left. However, I always like to look at these things again from their point of view, just to see what it would have been like if you were in their shoes, because you might have a totally different opinion. Now, from there it just looks like I dive up the inside and absolutely push him out of the way, and that's honestly not what it felt like to me, and not what it looked like from my point of view. But I could understand if he was watching this back and he goes to the replay, he's going to think I'm a dirty driver. What do you think? It's really one of these things that does cause controversy in Gran Turismo Sport. I mean, if you look at the slow-mo, it looks just like I'm flying up the inside and I'm just going to smash into the side of him. But go back and look at it again from my point of view, and it just didn't seem like that. The pinball physics in Gran Turismo Sport, though, don't help, because look how far he just pings off to the side. It makes it look a lot worse than it actually was. But yeah, I didn't think at the time. I thought it was an okay move. When I went back and looked at it from this point of view, I wasn't sure, so apologies if he is watching this video. I think it was maybe a bit more aggressive than I felt I was at the time. But yeah, push to pass, I hate it, especially without the penalty system. It's just a nightmare. You just get that little touch to the side of your car and somebody just shoves you out the way up the inside, and yeah, it's not good. But anyway, back to the racing. So here we are, lap 7 now, and we are chasing him down, skip forward, and you can see how much we're closing up on him now. The leader's, he's in his softs, and as I said, he's long gone. We're on our softs, and we're looking to close the gap pretty quickly. That's the plan here. I just kept thinking to myself, Miles has been a bit aggressive with his driving. I seen the back end of his car skipping out a lot. I thought to myself, his tyres, especially in the NSX, initially they are quicker, but they will die a lot quicker than in the Nissan. But track position is key here. If you've got track position, it's so difficult to pass. So he's maybe thought to himself, look, I'm in front, I'll stay in front, and I'll just hit my apexes, and I'll just make my car nice and wide and defend for, he's going to have to defend for, 5 laps, which is difficult, because now we are, like I said, well on his bumper. Got a good run out here. I'm going to get a run down to the turn 1. He's obviously holding the inside line defensively. So it's a matter of, can we outbrake him? He brakes alongside us. Not going to be able to get the move done right now. Outside. Almost ran out of space there. Probably just on the right side of fair, though, the move to defend that. So no problems there. But by this point, I'm thinking to myself, right, okay, we have a chance to really put some pressure on. But if you've done this race last week, you'll know how difficult it is to pass. It's just very, very difficult. So we fast forward through lap 9, and you're going to see another attempt, I think, at the end of this lap, perhaps. But you can see in the rear view mirror, the good thing about cockpit view is you get that rear view mirror, and you can see in that we've not dropped the 2 cars behind, the 2 Canadians. So still got them in my mind. So Miles is actually, it looks like he's not going to go defensive, but then he does decide to go defensive, and we are going to have attempt number 2 to get past. This time we brake early, he brakes a little bit late, and there the gap's there, and we try and go up the inside. We just make contact, and watch what happens here. He goes off to the left, and we can go past, but I just get my foot off the gas and then tuck back in, because my gut was that, yeah, the contact was too much, and that was a proper push to pass if I had went there. So we give the position straight back, and you actually see he flashed these lights. He's put on his hazard lights, blinkers, I think the Americans call them, to say thanks for that. Because you see that the pinball physics again don't do us any harm, but you can see here we get off the gas. You can see there, and we just let him go back past, and we tuck in. So like I said, I thought the move was on, and it nearly was. And it was the slightest of taps, but like I said, take a drink every time I say the words pinball physics. But that's really what happens here. You can see he overcooks it just a bit, and he brakes hard. I just give him a little tap, but then we just realised what's happened. He was on the gravel and we just back off, give him the position back. However, look at what this has done now. It's been a 4-car train because the 2 Canadians behind just caught right up to the back of us. So now I've went from fighting for P2 to in a horrible battle now where I've got the cars behind it. Now I will admit that when I find it difficult to, in situations like this, to think about attacking and defending at the same time, as I just get a little bit late on the brakes here. The problem was I knew Miles' tyres were dying, so I knew he was having to hit his brakes earlier than normal, and I had that in my mind. I had the cars behind me in my mind, so this is a recipe for disaster written all over it. But yeah, the push to pass, I mean, given the position back, would you have done that? Would you have given the position back in that situation? I think most people, I would like to think they would have. But at the moment, without the penalty system, a lot of people are just, they just wouldn't. They would just say, racing instant, off we go. It's a daily race, who cares? But I treat daily races the way I would treat an FIA race, to be honest with you. So that's just the way it is. But here we've got a rundown. So this is attempt number 3 to get round Miles, and this time, can we make the move happen? Round the outside, we get a little bit of contact, but we managed to keep it on track, and we managed to make the pass. So I was pretty pleased with that. Chuffed with that, as they would say in Scotland. You can see the run down to turn 1 again. We'll watch this back. It's a really good battle, really good racing. Room given, nice clean move. You can see how much Miles was struggling on the tyres. He was doing well to actually hold it on. One last look at this. Absolutely beautiful move round the outside of turn 1. It's so risky because you know, like I did with him, that little tap sends you out onto that grass and it can be race over. So, but it is one of the few passing points on this track. You've just got to sometimes, just got to be brave. You can see in the rear view mirror, he's, the car's struggling. So I'm thinking that if I can break this slipstream pretty sharp, then we should be home and dry with a lap and a half to go. Rush out the front is long gone, but a P2 would feel like a win. You can see in the rear view mirror they're having a battle now for second. Miles is under pressure from the 2 Canadians, and it's just really about me just being consistent. Don't go off here. That was close. That was close. I'm not going to lie. That was a little heart in the mouth moment. So yeah, this was a great race. It was a great track, great car, just a good combination. Don't know how other people feel about Group 2, but I love Group 2. Probably my favourite car group to drive, to be honest with you. Just love the balance of speed, downforce and engine noise. So as we cross the line, heading into the last lap, and yeah, we'll just fast forward through that. There's nothing going to stop me, is there? We are hitting our braking point. It's nice. Tyre wear was managed pretty well, considering we were in a battle for basically 10 laps, 11 laps. So can't complain here, and don't lose it here. Over the line we go, and we will finish in second. Hard fought race there, but I just want to quickly then go back and check, because you can see Miles has dropped down to 5th, and there was a little bit of sort of chat afterwards. Miles wasn't happy. As we find the spot where it happened, Miles wasn't happy with a move that got pulled on him. This move's fine. The Canadian going round the outside, similar to how I managed to get past him, because you can see Miles' tyre wear, how bad it is compared down the left hand side there. Look at the wear he's got. So he is struggling. Let's not kid ourselves on here, but he's obviously looking to defend and hold on to at least P4. Now the other Canadian, he's obviously clearly anxious to get past, but the way he just shoves himself up the inside there at the hairpin, if let's just go back and have a look at that. If I was Miles, I can see why he wasn't best pleased afterwards in the lobby, because it's one of those moves that's just shoving the car out of the way, isn't it? It's not really any great skill in that. I mean, if that's in a real track, your car's going to be pretty badly damaged if you did that. To be fair to Miles, he actually thanked me in the lobby afterwards for giving him that place back. So I'm glad I did the right thing. I got the P2. If I hadn't, I would have been okay with that, but I got the P2 and I felt it was fair as well. So yeah, that was that. Really good race. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me your opinions on the moves, the push to pass. The first one where I got by was at Spubby. The pinball physics, it wasn't a good look for me, but from my point of view, it felt fine and looked fine. From his point of view, I can see why you might not have been best pleased with it. But yeah, thanks very much, and I will see you all on the next one.